today we are going to be watching the RWBY Volume 9 official teaser. Now, I went to RTX, so I saw this, but it just went by so fast that it was kind of a blur for me anyway. But just to let you guys know, I have seen all of these things. It's kind of a re-react for me. But Hunter was not at RTX, so you haven't seen anything about this. Did you just say because you're poor?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, so Hunter hasn't seen anything about this for the entire week.
I have blocked RWBY on all my social medias, and that's when I realized most of my social media content is just RWBY content.
Yeah, so we have to watch this so Hunter can get back to the fandom. We have to make sure that Hunter gets her Twitter back, and so yeah, we're just gonna watch it once, and then we're gonna do a little analysis. So I hope that you guys will
teaser.
enjoy.
So this is like the trailer.
Yes, and there's also an exclusive clip, but we will do that separately because it's its own
thing.
The
story of a girl
who cried a river and drowned a whole world.
Uh-oh.
Who is this?
Before she went back home.
We don't
know.
That
fell?
Great many
I was thinking it may be Alex. Yeah, the girl that fell. Like she's telling the story.
What the bells?
Friends she'd made. And
no!
What did she become? Would she still be the same when she went
that
back
a
home?
mouse?
The
Oh
leaves
my
of the
god,
tree
what
whistled.
in the fucking...
She'd heard
What?
one more question.
No, Neo! Was that...
What?
Was that a Cheshire cat? Is this Wonderland?
Yeah, so that's like... That's why, like...
There's a mouse?
There was just so much stuff happening, like, I was just, like, so shook when I sat here. So, I think that, Hunter, you have to go back and slowly see some of those
I'm
things,
sorry,
right?
that was really
Like,
giving me, like, Candyland, but from hell
I know,
vibes.
remember when we played the Candyland
Oh,
CD-ROM
God, don't
game?
remind me.
That's how I feel like it was. So let's actually go through slowly. So in terms of the voice, I personally have two theories for this. This is either Alex, right? The girl that fell through the world, who we also think might be the
Where
Summer
is
Maiden.
this? Where she's just like
I think that this is on the
when
island.
she first enters the island?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it like manifest, like it came up or something. In terms of who's telling the story, we did theorize that it was Alex, but someone on Twitter made a very good point. Like, what if this is Summer telling the bedtime story to like RWBY and Yang, and that's like how the volume ends or something, and we all fucking cry, and we see Summer and the Hound like thinking of this story as her children are like lost and stuff. So,
and that's Summer's voice?
Yeah, like that's, I think it's Alex. I do think it is Alex.
I think that Alex would be an interesting
Summer theory, that's a very good theory. So this is just like
those
full,
are just
like,
Bell. That's just like an
Wonderland
acid
bell
trip.
tower. But like, you know what?
Are those trees? They're like buildings.
This reminds me of the butterfly when Maria was explaining her silver-eyed power.
Oh.
And there's also a caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland, like the one that's like smoking, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if this butterfly will like actually turn into someone like a silver-eyed warrior. I don't know. That would be like really random, but that's just something I was
This is like such
thinking.
nightmare imagery. It looks like she's almost falling. No, because
somebody's falling through, you mean, right?
Yeah, well, because like on the right side the bells are facing down, but on the left side the bells are facing up. So like gravity doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
here.
like this, you know, this is just, that was some fuckity wuckety. Like I could not tell. The question is what this is though.
Is
like
that,
what this green thing is, because
it's not her. It just kind of looks
look like Penny's weapon, but
it's
in
the vague shape
Penny's weapon. Yeah.
of it. Like if you had a Rorschach test of Penny's weapons.
What does that mean?
Like, you know, the ink blot test?
Oh, I see.
That's what I like what does this remind you of,
just
Penny?
picked up some green shit, I guess, with her, and it makes her think of Penny. I really
whenever
don't
she
know.
sees green stuff, like
unless it's some
she
sort
looks
of like
at grass, she starts
they don't
crying.
have dust here, but maybe they have like
magic crystals?
magic
I don't
crystal.
know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like different magic stuff.
Well, like
that they're harvesting.
because Ozpin had a crystal staff.
Yeah.
So maybe it's kind of like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like Ozma had crystal before there was
Ozma,
dust, like in the very first like life that he had.
Yes.
So maybe you're right. So this
Who
is
is
little.
that mouse?
This is the mouse.
Okay, because I was because at first I was it looks like it's talking.
Yeah, it does talk. The mouse
Sure,
talks.
why not? That's okay.
Yeah, RWBY's looking at something though, and she seemed shocked. So I wonder. We'll talk about this in the context of, I guess, the exclusive clip, which I guess this is a spoiler because Hunter didn't watch it yet. But Little says that they have a village, and so I wonder if RWBY's seeing the village and is like, "What the fuck is all
These
this?"
are just a bunch of little mice people.
Exactly.
Oh my god!
Like
Imagine if we
something
just
like
get
that.
like animal people,
This
like not
is
even
just
faunus.
crazy.
So all the girls meet up, but it doesn't look like Jaune or Neo's with them.
Yeah, that's kind of important for something we'll talk about. But yeah, there's just like Candyland.
This is giving me Candyland vibes. Have you ever seen
really
Shark
good.
Boy and Lava Girl? It's giving me Shark Boy and Lava Girl vibes.
Let's go through this. So we have Little Mushroom Patch, right?
Yes.
We have like snowy Candyland stuff.
There's, like,
this is the beach where they started. I don't know what this
like
is.
purple forest, red forest, like
but
the hills of
we have
Mordor.
volcano, and then it seems like beyond the volcano there may be some sort of town or something. Like
is that a town or does it just have
on a lift? You know what I mean? Like on a rock. I don't know. It seems like you could see like maybe a little house is over here, like a little hut or something. I mean, that may be a stretch, but like that's
there's like different rock formations in the background.
Yeah. The volcano. This looks more like a city. Like these look like apartment buildings.
Does
but
that?
I doubt
I thought that was just really like shapely geographic.
Yeah, I'm sure. But like, what if the bell tower? This is it, right? Because we know there's a bell tower somewhere. So
and
what
then
if
there's
there is
the gay
more of
pride tree?
Yeah. What if there is more of a city, right? So that's sort of interesting because like I don't know, we do kind of need a Queen of Hearts domain, so maybe. And like the sky is also like sort of rainbowy colors, and so I just love this. I think that this is gonna be so trippy and so fun and just like really, really cool. And so the interesting thing too is like we have like, oh, would she still be the same when she got back home, which is probably like a good thing for this like volume.
Isn't that like an
just
Alice in Wonderland
themes.
thing? As
Yeah,
well?
yeah.
So maybe we meet a character that, well, I mean, Alex is like Alice.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And so I think that like it's interesting that they seem to be having identity focus, like in terms of the volume, like who will you be when you go back home and stuff. So here's the thing about this man.
Yes.
People think that this is Jaune because it's in his color scheme. And I actually do agree with that.
What do you mean his color scheme?
Like, because of the gold and, like, the night stuff
Oh,
and
it is
everything.
gold, right.
And so,
that looks kind of great to me.
basically, what people are thinking, and I totally agree with this, and I'm thinking this too, is that because the island has such a big focus on, like, identity and stuff, that if you lose your identity, you will become
a monster
something
and you'll be stuck
like
there.
the other things on the island, right? Because we see other monster-looking people, I guess. And so the idea is, in my opinion, is that, and this is something I said on Twitter, was that Jaune had his, like, the core of his identity was a hero, and by killing Penny, he no longer feels like a hero anymore. So this is almost like the shadow or like the husk of his former self, like who he thought that he was, but who he is no longer, and so that's what he's turned into, right?
This is like
it's almost like as though Team RWBY has kept their identities, and so they look the same, but Jaune lost his, and so when he reappeared in the world, he reappeared sort of like differently. Like the world has visually changed him in some way, and it sort of reminds me of
what if it like reveals your inner self, or you fall to your id and
I think that it's gonna be something like that.
Do you think that maybe because Team RWBY, like Neo isn't around either? Do you think maybe she falls?
Well, we do see Neo though in the thing, but I'll get to that in a minute. But I think that with Jaune, it's gonna be interesting because I feel like that it could play into this idea that like you will turn into this if you do not like hold on to your identity. Like you will turn into something like this, and if Team RWBY starts questioning, I wonder if we'll see things slowly change about them. Because like, do you remember that scene in Pinocchio where they're on the Donkey Island and they slowly change into the donkeys? I sort of think that happened to Jaune, but very, very quickly. So they're combining Alice in Wonderland with Pinocchio. You know what I mean? Because Neo's here as well, and Neo, like Roman, was sort of based off of the Pinocchio.
I mean, alternatively,
guy,
this should just be like an unrelated villain.
It could be, but I don't think it is. I do think it is Jaune, because they didn't show Jaune. Why wouldn't they show Jaune? If Jaune was, normal, why wouldn't they show Jaune?
Well,
so then we have this, which is kind of...
Wait, actually, can you back up for like just a few frames?
Yeah, like this? Or back to Jaune?
No, just a little bit more. So when we first see that person, because there's like a figure to their,
I don't think...
does that inside? It's hard to tell if they're inside or outside.
I think they may be in that like dome hut that I looked at earlier, because you have like all of the little mushrooms and stuff.
It looks weirdly grim-like.
It looks like the God of Darkness, but when he was like with the horns and stuff.
It looks like he's wearing. I wonder if that. Well, because maybe we're doing like Alice in Wonderland, so that could be like the Jabberwocky.
A lot of people think that, and I would agree. Yeah. But what's interesting is it has kind of the horns of both the God of Darkness and the God of Light, and like also the matching color scheme, so I wonder if that's like, I don't think that this is the gods, to be clear, but I do wonder if it's like, almost like Remnant's imagined version of what the gods were. Like, because in the fairy tale book, you have this thing about the god of animals, right? And the way he's sort of, like, described and stuff. And we see him in the Fairy Tales of Remnant show, and he has, like, black and gold. But he doesn't really look anything like this. I'm just saying that, like, some people think that this is also some sort of manifestation of, like, the girls' consciousness, or, like, things that they pull from, I guess, kind of like a palace in persona, or like a cognition of like all of the people. I don't think it's all of the people of Remnant, but like if they have sort of a preconceived notion of stuff like that, stuff that they read in fairy tales, maybe it's bleeding out into this world.
Perhaps that would be interesting, but I also get when you look at its horns, it kind of looks like a jester's hat to me a little bit.
Like the Queen of Hearts is jester.
Which oh yeah, she has a jester. I was also, because if this is inside, what if this is like the Queen of Hearts' like, palace? Alternatively, because like the Jabberwocky poem is famously a bunch of nonsense. Yeah. So what if they kind of use that as inspiration for this character, and he just kind of speaks a lot of nonsense in esoteric language? Yeah. Could be interesting.
But yeah, he moves very like, you know,
scary and twitchy.
Yeah, and so that'll be interesting too. And so we do see Neo, and what's interesting...
Is that on a beach?
It seems to be in the volcano area, because you have, like, the flames back there.
Well, because in the teaser we got, like, a year ago, she was, like, pushed away from... So maybe she lands in a different...
flew that far away. What's also interesting is that you see Neo using her semblance right here. Yes. So the question becomes, like, what is she doing? And also, who is she she's obviously very mad at somebody, so who is she mad at, right?
Where's the semblance?
The semblance is right...
Oh, at the very... Yep. So she turns into something. If you look very slowly. Maybe, what if she turns into, like, Roman?
I was thinking that, but I was kind of thinking it in the other way, where if Jaune is the knight... Because her identity, or she doesn't know who she is without Roman, she slowly starts turning into Roman, and she keeps fixing herself to go back to Neo in a way. Like, I kind of imagine this scene, right? Like, imagine that Neo is, like, on the volcano area, and maybe there's, like, a puddle of water, right? And she looks into the puddle and sees Roman's face.
You know, I always thought Neo was trans. I didn't think they would do it this way, but I'll take what I can get.
I don't know. Like, I kind of get that vibe that Neo may slowly lose her grip on her identity, like Jaune did, but in order to prevent turning into what happened to Jaune, she needs to find herself very quickly. That's my headcanon for what's gonna happen. So it's like, I don't want to say Jaune failed, because, like, it's not his fault, but where Jaune failed...
But Jaune would lose, let's be honest.
Where Jaune failed, Neo realizes that if she needs to, like, escape, she has to... Like, you know, she has to grab onto herself, basically, right?
I also wonder, like, who would she be if she is transformed? Either it's your idea that she's trying to fix herself, or she's talking to someone right now, and, like, maybe it's Jaune.
I don't know. Maybe it's the cat. I feel like Neo and the cat, Neo would have, like, the cat would piss Neo the fuck off. I just feel it. I feel like the cat is a massive asshole, but we'll get to that in a minute.
The Cheshire cat is a bit of an asshole.
Here's the other thing I was thinking. Random theory about this. What if Neo makes an illusion of Roman for comfort, and it, like, pops into, like, being 3D because the island is, like, imagination almost. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if she's just that, like, it's just that powerful that it manifests, it makes Roman real.
Okay, that would be interesting, but also, like, they talked about Blocohnut. What about, like...
Oh my god.
Like, Rome Apple, like him as a pineapple, and they put, like, his hat on
But
his...
yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, there's something else that we'll talk about. You're
tough on the outside and like, sweet on the inside, just like Roman was.
We'll talk about...
Rome Apple.
We'll talk about this, when we see the teaser. But the island seems to be reacting to RWBY's emotions. Or sorry, when we see the exclusive clip, we'll talk about the fact that the island seems to be reacting to RWBY's emotions. Yes. So, like, that was RWBY crying. But what if Neo does something emotional with her semblance? Like, you know what I mean? Would the island react to that?
What if she's with... I've wanted her to turn into Pyrrha for so long.
I know.
What if she turns into Pyrrha in front of Jaune and, like, a hurricane comes
Maybe.
Or
but I do think it would be interesting if she made Roman in some capacity and then Roman just started walking around. Like, that'd be very creepy.
That would be very... I mean? That would be especially because it could be, like, a kind of monkey's paw situation where it's just like, Neo, I'm not real. I was never real.
Yeah,
let go of me.
You know,
like, that would be very creepy.
So my, like, very not, like, my crazy idea for this is that the cat or something
Cheshire.
breaks Roman and is like, he's not real, you don't need him, you have us, and Neo's just like, no, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that would be kind of interesting if, like, it's a resident of the island that she's angry at, not Team RWBY, that somebody finds her, and it's like, oh,
Starts
you know,
fucking
you
with
don't
her.
need him here, and she, like, they break the illusion of Roman that she's, like, trucking around with her. I don't know. I think that something like that would be very interesting. Let's talk about this.
Is that
girl.
Alex, do you think?
I do think that it is Alex. It's interesting, too, because she's wearing something kind of similar to
And
Ozma.
it also looks like someone else was walking.
Yes,
so
exactly.
So maybe she picked someone up from the water, maybe RWBY.
It could be Weiss, you know,
Could be
like,
Weiss.
you know, somebody
Could
was
be
face first in the water, she
Yeah.
helped them up, maybe. I do think that it's Alex. What's interesting is she has, like, a Band-Aid, but I don't know if that's for style or because she's, like, injured. But something that the mouse says, and I know, again, we're talking about the thing Hunter hasn't seen yet, but it's important for the people that are watching and have seen both. The mouse says that it's never seen a human before. So, Alex being here, it either means that she hasn't, like,
Seen Alex
seen
or
the
Alex.
mouse.
What if Alex is the only human?
Yeah, but it says that it's never seen a human, so that's the
Doesn't
thing. Is
mean
the
that
mouse lying, or has Alex
What if
never
the mouse is the real villain?
Oh my
You think
God.
it's cute and tiny with big ears, but nah, they're evil.
Oh boy. And so, yeah, I do think that this is Alex. Maybe she's just, like, because Little says that it's young, so it doesn't have a name yet. So what if she did used to go inside of the island, but it freaked her out, so now she stays away? That could also be a reason why Little has never seen her, right? And so, yeah, I do think that
She
that
doesn't
will be
look like
Alex.
she's- Look at his fucking cutie patootie!
Yeah, I know. We'll see more of him in the thing.
That looks like a queen. That's probably the Queen of Hearts, I'm guessing.
I actually think that that's the king.
Because
Because
they gender flip things?
no,
Or
because there's another person. We'll talk about this, but like, there's in the Disney movie, there's like a tiny king with this very similar hair, and that's like the Queen of Hearts' husband.
I've never seen the movie. I read the book as a kid.
So the question is this just like another denizen of the island, or is this like, why are they hiding its face?
I see.
Is it somebody that we know?
Well, I
But like,
wonder
no
if
one
it's
really
like-
has hair like that either.
Is it
so.
the Mad Hatter? What if he's just like wearing a bunch of different, like one of those is a wig?
Yeah, that's a good
Like-
question too, because we don't have a
See
Mad
a Mad
Hatter.
Hatter.
So like, they could combine the king and the Mad Hatter as one character, because this is a hat.
Yeah.
You know, like, technically. So
And then-
let's talk about this cat.
So that's definitely the Cheshire Cat.
I feel like this cat is gonna be the most fucking, like, I don't want to say it.
Because it looks like
like-
she's giving RWBY a panic attack as we
Yeah, like,
speak.
Ruby's crying, and this cat is like kind of curving around her.
And that looks like
You know,
the
like a
Cheshire
little
Cat as
flotsam
well.
and jetsam, like,
Yeah.
oh dear child, we can take you to someone who can help. Like, you know, something like that.
I'm
so.
sure you're very happy with how, like, you always complained about how dark the Atlas episodes looked. These
This
look
is
very saturated.
Thank you.
Like, that cat looks like, do you know those, like, 80s synth, like,
Yeah,
backgrounds?
exactly.
It looks like that.
And so,
It looks like you could bowl on that cat. It is so, like, synthy and neon in 80s and bright.
so with the cat, I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be annoying, because that's not what I mean. I think this cat is gonna be a fucking asshole. Like, I think that this cat is gonna be like, I don't even know, like, I don't even have a character in mind. Like, just a smug, like, a Ketchy from Persona 5, like, you know, like, Lelouch, sort of, like, you know,
I think he's more of an
smug-ish.
asshole and a bully. And, like,
Who?
wanting to, like, the cat.
The
'Cause
cat?
he just wants
no,
to fuck with
I feel like
people.
it's gonna be smart. I feel like it's gonna be
Okay.
intelligent.
Oh, it's cunning,
You
but he
know.
also just wants to fuck with
Oh, sure. But, like, do you know what I mean? I feel like that this cat is gonna be, like, a total asshole.
It would be interesting if the cat, like, lies to them and tries to get them to kill the king or the queen
Yeah,
or
or
do its
something
bidding.
like that.
Like, what if the cat and, like, the mouse are the big bad guys and the knight
It's the mouse.
the knight big twist is actually Jaune the whole time.
Yeah, like, okay, so that's interesting, right? Because some people think that somebody said something, and I totally disagree with this, and I think this is kind of ridiculous, but somebody said that for RWBY to feel trauma, that she should kill Neo this volume, basically.
Oh,
like,
no, she has plenty
like,
of trauma
you know
in
what
her
I mean?
life.
So the context was basically of this, that, like, Neo won't back down or something, and then RWBY is forced to kill her, and that's, like, the big trauma or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's sort of the idea, right? And, like, that makes RWBY feel a lot of pain when she goes back to Vacuo, because she didn't want to kill Neo, but she has to kill Neo or whatever the fuck. I don't know if that works because, like, when Ruby was attacking Roman, she didn't seem to give a fuck about killing Roman. You know what I mean?
No.
But do you know who that idea would work for? It would work for Jaune. If the cat manipulates them into killing the knight, because the knight is doing terrible things on the island, and it's actually Jaune who has lost his identity.
Jaune,
exactly, or something. That the queen and the knight have kidnapped Jaune, but it's actually Jaune.
And the cat just wants to kill the queen, who maybe is actually all right.
Exactly. Yeah, and so I think that would give Ruby some trauma if she kills Jaune accidentally, not knowing that it was him.
I feel like all the Jaune fans would have a conniption if that's how he goes.
Imagine, that'd be crazy.
And also, do you remember that, like, old school, like, Volume 3, like, all of
Juniper Death Theory?
dies?
But you see the knight in flames, and that's how Joan of Arc died, right? Joan of Arc was burned at the stake. Yeah. So, what if the Juniper Death Theory is real? Guys, okay? I'm just, just putting that out. And Emerald is with Oscar now, so what if they form a new team and John's dead?
Oh, man.
Like, I'm just throwing it out there, not saying it's true. So what do we think this is, though? Because this isn't the cat. I think that's the
Cheshire. No, because the Cheshire cat looked like it had 3 eyes.
Did it?
Yes, if you go back to it, it had, like there's like one in the middle.
But do you think that it grew? Because it doesn't have the same eye.
I guess that's
true. It has pupils. The other thing didn't.
I'm trying to, is there any... Okay, that doesn't look like...
We'll get to her. I think that she's the Queen of Hearts, but we'll get to her in a minute.
So the other one was the king, that was the Queen of Hearts.
Or something, I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, what is this?
The caterpillar?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know what else would be in a leaf
rabbit?
pile.
What if it's the rabbit?
Oh, I'm late.
I'm late for very important
that would make sense, because we haven't seen the rabbit either. I mean, just because it's Wonderland doesn't mean that they need to throw every
Are there any
one.
other Wonderland characters? Because it's the Mad Hatter. Who is the Mad Hatter with?
The Mad Hatter, the rabbit, but not the late rabbit.
Yes.
There was the Mad Hatter, the hare, the dormouse. That was basically
the dormouse.
And maybe Little is supposed to be the dormouse, you know what I mean? Then you have the King of Hearts, the Queen of Hearts, the card soldiers, which we haven't seen.
Yeah,
and we haven't seen any card-looking people.
We think we saw.
Yeah, the Jabberwocky was not in the Disney movie, so that is not my area of expertise. It was in the dark Disney movie that they did with Johnny Depp and the live action one and stuff. And I think that's basically. You also have the White Witch again in that
the
Disney
Cheshire Cat, the March Hare, the Dormouse, the Knave of Hearts, Alice's sister, Mock Turtle, King of Hearts, Red Queen.
Yeah.
Frogfoot. I think a lot of the Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah, that is true. So that is true. We have not.
A lot of these are from.
I think the caterpillar's a good guess, though. Okay, so let's talk about this.
So that looks terrifying. Is that are those dreads? Is she wearing chains? Is that a weapon behind her?
I do think that this is going to be the Queen of Hearts in some capacity. Some people think it's gonna be Pyrrha. I don't think that they're gonna go that crazy. I think that wouldn't make any sense unless this is, again, a world fueled by their own imagination somehow. If it was a world constructed by their own imagination. I mean, they are bathed in
flame, so it could be a nightmare scene.
Yeah, but I do think that this is supposed to be the queen. What's
interesting, looks threatening.
She looks mechanical to me, right? And so I also
wonder... No, we already have a Tin Man, so we can't do
But could this be Penny? Right? I don't know, because Penny was already implied to pass on when she talked to Winter.
Yeah, she had a soul.
If Penny fell down here, could the island have and done something? You know what I mean? With her, sort of like Jaune. If Jaune took the essence of, or if they took the essence of Jaune and made him into a knight, could they have taken a little bit of Penny and made it into this thing? And that's why sort of Jaune turns into the knight and Penny turns into the queen, because Penny is already Penny has lost her identity because she's already dead.
I mean, I think that's
what if this is a little part of Pietro's soul that Penny that he gave Penny, and that I don't know.
I think that's a bit of a reach. I think that most likely is just the queen, although whatever she is.
Could it be a new character?
I mean, it's probably a new character. Yeah. I mean, the queen. I mean, they're all new characters.
Right. But I'm just saying, if the knight is someone, is it possible that this is someone too that was also that lost their identity? But the chains would also make sense for Penny, because at the end of the day, it was her identity reduced back to being a robot. What if this is the robot part of Penny?
Are there any, do you know any, robot characters that it could be?
Not in the context of Alice in Wonderland.
So I think, but I'm also just, it makes me, so,
what if this is
So did the queen is another person that came over here?
What do you mean?
We had that older theory that like the Summer Maiden had hidden away in this
right,
world
but
to
I think
hide.
that may still be Alex. What
So,
I'm basically,
so that might be Alex, it might be her.
What I'm basically saying, Hunter, is like, yeah, you're right. I guess it could be Alex, but like, what if it's Penny's robot body that fell here, and that it's just Wonderland puppeting it, you know?
That would be true.
Because Penny was hacked and her body would have fallen, right?
Yeah,
like, what if this is like the Penny that spurted out?
Unless they find her, that would be fucked up if they find her body and then it like pulls itself from the grave.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm thinking of thoughts. It also seems like there's some sort of tree that's like coming out of her.
Yeah, she looks very pointy.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't look like she would give very comfortable hugs.
Yeah, and so it's
You
like,
know?
who's on the other side of this face? Like, that's the question. Like, that's a very curious, like, part of all this. Because I do think that your idea makes sense, Hunter, that this is, like, maybe what we saw before, Alex on the beach was, like, a flashback or something.
When she first came
and
there.
now she has been turned into this, right? And so...
Maybe Alex became the queen.
Yeah, but that would be so sad, though, because, like, I don't know, I thought that we'd see Alex and that they'd escape
opening
together.
up a box. I mean, that could be like when she's first opening the door to Wonderland.
I mean,
I don't know. That could be but like there's vines on it.
Let's see. I mean, this could be like maybe a weapon. Like, you know what I mean? That
because she lost her.
Crescent Rose.
So...
What are you?
Yeah, so Alex is saying that last one. So we have
But it's like, who is she? Is that like your What if Alex wasn't the only person that fell? If that's a flashback, then like what if Alex became bad or Alex was good and
maybe Alex had a friend she fell down with, because they do say, like, Alice in Wonderland, she does have a sister, but like the sister isn't supposed to fall, but that could be a break in the formula that she fell with her sister. Like, okay, so if Alex was the Summer Maiden, and Osmond was like, to make sure that you're, like, super protected, I'm gonna, like, put you in this storybook, right? Like the theory that we had before. I'm gonna, like, put you in Wonderland. Maybe, because I would see any normal person being like, no! Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be all alone. So what if he did, like, give her sister, at least? Like, maybe her sister's her only family. Like, she could pick one person to take with her, so she wasn't alone. Right? Maybe one sister turned bad and the other sister turned good, like some, you know, little Elsa situation, like, I don't know, like little Frozen situation, right? But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think that that's an interesting idea, that maybe there were two of them. But yeah, let's look at these scenes.
She did have a sister, so maybe that explains this.
So, RWBY seems to be in the hut thing, because that, like, there's just a big leaf. You know what I mean? Like a big leaf right there. Weiss is crying.
On the beach.
And she
I'm like, is she talking to someone? Oh! Weiss is in the background with Blake, so they might meet each other first.
Yang is in the...
they're all there. Okay, so they look like they meet each other relatively soon.
Yeah, and so it seems like that she's lost, and she could be talking to herself. She could be like, fuck.
She could be talking to, like, Rubinut, or Ruby Coconut.
But, like, it's interesting because, well, first we see Weiss upset, but, like, Weiss seems upset in a very similar area to where this is. So maybe she is talking to them and she's just crying. You know what I mean? Like, it could be like that.
Because, like, Penny died and she's never going to see her sister again.
Yeah, maybe she's telling them how Penny died.
Because I guess she was there,
right?
And Jaune is in here.
And so maybe that's why... that's why she was crying, because she's telling them what happened.
These are some funny looking banana. I feel like this is...
I wonder what Blake is like doing.
I've always I've liked the visuals and like the worlds. Like I loved like Menagerie. I really loved Atlas and Mantle. This is the most like crazy and inventive RWBY like, environments have looked like.
Yeah. And so maybe Blake sees something or hears something, and that's why she like parts from the group. But yeah, I could see Weiss crying, being that she tells them what happened.
She looks like she actually is about to say
RWBY's thinking
something.
of Penny, right?
Yeah.
Like, so maybe it's because she knows.
But she
that
looks
Penny's dead.
like RWBY, like Blake's saying something.
Yeah, she may be like, guys,
moving her
come
lips,
over
like,
here,
guys over
like,
here,
you know,
and they find something.
Exactly. We have just she's just
in that
smiling,
snow
I guess.
place
So yeah, we see everyone except for Jaune, right? So yeah, that's interesting.
Unless we did see Jaune.
Unless we did see Jaune. So yeah, I think that's basically everything we have for like just talking about the trailer. This seems like it's gonna be very crazy.
I am like, I mean, I don't know if it's just a fact. This is the most excited I've been for RWBY since Volume 4.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's like, this is the most it's been shook up and everything's gone crazy.
Yeah, I
Since maybe Volume 4, but also perhaps also the end of Volume 7.
But yeah, I mean, I do have some other theories about this. Like, I have some things I want to talk about with Neo and, like, you know, some other things in the trailer, obviously. But this is just, like, us combing through the teaser, seeing what we can find. But yeah, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this, our little comb through the RWBY teaser. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you guys had fun.
Excited.
And we will see you guys
I can't wait for this show to hurt me again.
in the next one. Bye, guys.